Festival, and I made this happen, which I'm so happy about. Yeah. Sam is here for the book festival, and we have been longing, I mean, I know he's already done a reading here, but we've been longing to gather and celebrate his book. And Saretta Morgan is also here. So, I know.
More fire.
Yes. More fire. I am going to just go ahead and read Mahogany Browne's bio. I'm excited. What are you going to find out about her? Mahogany Browne is the author of several books, including Redbone, which was nominated for an NAACP Outstanding Literary Works Award, and Dear Twitter, Love Letters Hashed Out Online. Browne has toured Germany, Amsterdam, England, Canada, and recently Australia as a third of the Cultural Arts Exchange Project Global Poetics. Her journalism has been published in magazines Uptown, King, among many others, and her poetry has been published in literary journals Pluck, Manhattanville Review, Muzzle, and The Feminist Wire, among others. She is the co-editor of the forthcoming anthology, The Breakbeat Poets, Black Girl Magic, and the chapbook collection Kissing Caskets, which is a really wonderful title, from Yes Yes Books. She is an Urban Word NYC artistic director, founder of Women Writers of Color Reading Room, program director of BLM at Pratt, and facilities, performance, poetry, and writing workshops throughout the country. I'm sorry, she facilitates facilities. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Browne is also the publisher of Penmanship Books, curator of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, Friday Night Slam, and a recent graduate from Pratt Institute's MFA Writing and Activism program. That was too much.
I don't think I'm going to use this mic though. Y'all will be able to, oh, we're recording. I'll be loud.
How y'all feeling tonight?
Yeah!
All right, so what I love about Austin is y'all ain't no punk asses and you drink often. So I'm just gonna ask that you bring that energy here with me. Word? Word. So if you hear anything you like, you can say ooh. Ooh. Ah. Ah. Aight. Nice. Nice. What? Word? Word. And my favorite is wow. Wow. Do that shit, all right? I need to feel pretty in this America. So I'm going to do, all right, so this has not seen the light of day. You are the first. And I'm really excited to read from it, like in real time and not from like pages of a manuscript falling apart. Where is Amanda Johnson? Give it up for my sister, Amanda Johnson. I'm going to read this piece in a minute. I think I should start from something that I did in the last chapbook, which is blurred vision. I was really affected by middle school. I think we're all survivors of that shit. So I'm really bad. Me and Lily ain't talking. Cause she thinks she cute. Cause she think I ain't. Must be pretty boy Curtis, all in her head, all in her mouth, making her forget her home training, making her forget her daddy got a gun for a living. And her mama ain't live with him, and this is why I ain't think she ain't got no sense, no how, cause ain't nobody but fast girls chunking for Curtis. And he keep her name close, and she don't come home the same way no more. She must think she cute, must think I ain't. How she keep me waiting like I'm supposed to like Curtis or something, and I hate his light-skinned self. Especially cause he ain't funny as he think. Especially when he call me black, and ugly, and stupid, and she stay grinning like he the sun, like we ain't friends, like I ain't protected from them heifers that wanna jump on her every time we go to the skate rink. Cause Lily pretty, and they boyfriends forget they home training around her. So when Curtis say the things I've already said about myself, and she laugh, I know deep down inside, she ain't never really thought I was pretty no-how. How she just said them lies to keep my shadow all up and around her sunshine smile. She be the sun. When we go to the pool party and everybody there in their bikinis and I got my one piece on with a white t-shirt on top. And the boys just are looking like their mama ain't taught them nothing worth knowing, and Lily got that good hair. So she don't care if it's wet and loose. And my hair ain't close to being good. So I keep it in a tight, real tight ponytail. Till the sun gets so hot, I jump in to cool my sadness down. It's like I already know, so I let my shoulder sink low like my heartbeat, and I watch Lily how she walk, and everybody stop, and I'm trying to learn, cause ain't nobody got time for the kind of shade I got. But everybody got time for the sun. Lily smiled at Curtis, and he only a little bit cute. But he ain't funny or smart, so that's how I know she lying. And I pretend I don't hear his South Sacramento slur. I pretend I can't see his hazel eyes when he say, lose her, ugly, black ass, and Lily laugh. She say, shut up, Curtis. But it sounds like, come here. So I dunk my head underwater slow and wait for her to say anything like, I don't care how pretty your eyes is, don't talk about my friend, but she just say, shut up. And she laughed. And I think I could stay here. Where it's all blurry, aqua blue, I think I could stay here. Where my eyes don't hurt so much. And it don't feel like I've been looking at the sun all day long. I went on Facebook, because Facebook is equally whack, because I wanted to find Curtis and tell him some things. And I couldn't find Curtis, I couldn't find, so, like, you know how memories that stick in your head, and you're like, I remember everybody, what they were wearing, what they were eating. I remember all these people. So I went looking online for them, and I couldn't find many of the young men that I remember laughing along with Curtis. So I started looking up different databases and obituaries, correctional facilities, and that's when I started finding these young men. And I thought, my God, here I am writing writing long ass poems about this moment where, you know, we were kids and just fucking up, right? But like, these people are no longer here, so what am I writing for? Why am I writing? And this is around the same time that Amanda Johnston put this call out, a call and response for like, what we gonna do, y'all? Mike Browne's murderer just got off. What are we going to do? And my focus switched very quickly. And maybe not quickly, but like very intentionally. And so this poem comes from that, and I hope you don't like it. My name is Mahogany L. Browne. I am a black poet, and I refuse to remain silent while this nation continues to murder black people. I have a right to be angry. The name of this poem is How to Write a Poem About Ferguson. Or the name of this poem is How a Black Man Dies and No One Makes a Sound. Or the name of this poem is Everywhere is Ferguson. Or the name of this poem is When the Moonrise Sounds Like Gunshots. Or the name of this poem is How to Teach Your Babies to Walk and Not Run. Ever. Or the name of this poem is How to Teach Your Babies to Carry a Wallet the size of their smiles. Or the name of this poem is How Not to Smile and Make Yourself a Target. Or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem the Same Size of Emmett Till's lungs. Or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem About America's Thirst. Or the name of this poem is Black Blood, It'll Keep You Thirsty. Or the name of this poem is I'm Still Thirsty, An American Horror Story. Or the name of this poem is How to Write an Escape Route from a Tornado. Or the name of this poem is How to Write an Escape Route when the tornado's name is Stop and Frisk. Or the name of this poem is How to Walk the Streets Without Fearing Someone Will Cut Your Neck Open. Or the name of this poem is How to Walk into a Boardroom Without Fearing Someone Will Cut Your Legacy Open. Or How to Walk Without Asking for it. Or How to Walk Without Asking for it. Or How to Determine what asking for it looks like. Or the name of this poem is how asking for it feels like a church bombing. Or the name of this poem is How to Not Intimidate Nobody in 3 Small Steps. Or the name of this poem is How to Use Your Science Books as Teflon and How That Still Might Not Work. Or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Held a Gun. Or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun pointed to your face. Or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun pointed to your face. Or the name of this poem is How to Write About the One Time You Had a Gun pointed to your face. Or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem from the perspective of a cop's gun, or a cop's taser, or a cop's baton, or a cop's boot. Or the name of this poem is How to Write a Poem Without Repeating Yourself. Or the name of this poem is It Ain't Got No Name. The name of this poem is a series of numbers. The numbers sing fear at night, and they warn me sweetly, you should be afraid to have a son. So I was drinking gin. So I need to get some water. Just so I don't pass out on your ass and y'all be like, that was a great performance. She was so committed. She died on stage. The blackest night be a black girl. She think her hair too good and her waist too small and her fit too cute and her jeans too fly and her mama ain't nothing like her. And the bitches on the corner ain't nothing like her. And can't nobody sweat her style but Jesus. You know, sometimes it's a poem for Twitter, sometimes you get it all out, what you need to say. We'll read one more from this book. And then, so word, I think I'll read this, because, oh my gosh, the person who created this form is in the building. It's a Genesis. Anybody familiar with the contrapunto? Yeah? All right, so Genesis is contrapunto on crack, all right? It is a lot happening. It's 5 columns, and the 6th poem is left to right, and the 7th poem is the erasure of the poems that are there. So it looked like this. Mm-hmm. Those who ain't got glasses are like, oh yeah, word, other word. Look like a blurry page. And this goes back to the moment in, I guess, middle school, going to high school, you know. And it's called 12 Play Genesis because I was listening to R. Kelly's 12 Play and making poor decisions. That's the intro, that's it. Deep amber, your name, pink, and you smile. Face squint, fade. Between your cotton, smell copper. High on endo smoke and stories past. You fold each breath. Distant memory, last crush sings. Because the sun, gap tooth hint, your hungry hands and denim and wet, you sighed. But you, everyone is touching. You always want, like a black girl mistake. Shape is swollen, a lilt in his walk because darkness, smile lingers. Wager, you, frown in the dark, frown and he stopped. Want in someone, to have a story, to lose yourself. Perfect brown boy, his tongue wags, pulls corners and you danced. His fingers uncertain, you, a storm. No one is for the cold. You in a shadow. Remember pale of your half moon, shoved in the dark of hormones frowning, don't know what it is, and wait. Deep amber, distant memory, Shape is swollen, perfect brown boy remembers your name. Last crush sings a lilt in his walk. His tongue wags pale pink and you smile. Because the sun, because darkness pulls corners of your face. Squint, gap tooth hint, smile lingers, wager, and you danced. Half moon fade, your hungry hands. You frown in the dark, his fingers shoved between your cotton and denim and wet. You frowned and he stopped. Uncertain, you, in the dark, smell copper, sighed, but you want in a storm of hormones, high on endo smoke. Everyone is touching someone, no one is frowning, and stories past. You always want to have a story for the cold. You don't know what it is, you fold each breath like a black girl mistake to lose yourself in a shadow and wait. Memory sings darkness, hint, wager, half moon, you. Uncertain, copper, smoke, touch, you. Want a story. Fold yourself. Wait. And I really, what I love about Black Poets Speak Out, what you can find out in poetic protest, constantly challenging this justice system and police brutality. But it reminded me that I need to always return to like finding poetry, not just the things that I write, not just from memories, but also from others. So I'd like to share my most recent favorite poem. Said, little bitch, you can't fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive. Yeah. These is red box. Yeah. These is blood shoes. Hit the store, I can't get them both. I don't want to choose. And I'm quick. Cut a nigga hustle, don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make money moves. Say I ain't gotta dance, I make money moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. The best part, I said like the first line and I saw two people go. Cardi B, Secretary of State 2020. No, Maxine Waters for president. Focused. Secretary of State. All right. These are my last two poems. Thank y'all so much for having me, for being here. I'm really excited to share space with Saretta and Sam, and I hope you have your bottles of liquor because it's about to get trill. They're really amazing. So this poem I read last night, and I'm gonna read it again because it makes me scared. I wrote it for Huffington Post, and then I got shook. I was like, oh, I don't want no trolls. But I mean, that's what poems are supposed to do, right? It's supposed to scare you, and you walk through the fear. And I really ain't got time for otherwise. I mean, Audrey said our silence would not protect us, and therefore, if 2017 was a poem title, 1. When they turn bodegas into boutique grocery stores. When they bounce cops up the block like this hipster protection program won't turn back Left Rack into Harlem. Turn back Harlem into Chirac. Turn back Bed-Stuy into Brownsville. Turn Brownsville back into the Bronx, back into Gaza, back. You will taste this strange and bitter American history, where the mom and pop work more hours than the governor, where the pesticides overflow our sewer systems, float our neighborhoods until food deserts, one way in, one way out. Tell me this gentrification be for my own good. Tell me this housing project keep us warfare ready. Tell me Biggie died for our sins, and I'll show you a Brooklyn stoop with the baby's name etched in chalk, a hashtag, a ghost gone already, a price tag on his sister's face. She's been missing since Sunday. Where chopper lights paint concrete, a trail of breadcrumbs, the haunting finds its way back to our homes. 1. The Electoral College is a lullaby designed to put us back to sleep. 1. The ocean is weeping, a righteous rage. She got questions for the living. And what about the sweetheart who would grow to love Tamir Rice? Mike Browne. Corinne Gaines, Akai Gurley? What about their mamas singing the name before each breakfast? Or the church praying for the redemption Bibles raised in the air? What about they almost children? How about they daddy smile? What about they name make them so easy to turn to ash? How we ghosting black boys for the toys we gift them one. On a Monday, a white body told my black body it ain't earned no apology for the bloodshed. For the nights when my skin grows so cold, I know I must be inches from death for each death hand delivered to me. This silence, this certain dismissal, this post-racial reality show, this Confederate hug, and don't it bloom? Don't it bloom like a mushroom sky? What about the blues? Why it cry like hell? Why it hail like America solo? One. Yo, America, what you know about loose ready? What you know about chalk lines and double barrels? What you know about a murder weapon or a loose cigarette or a baby sleeping on a couch? What you know about the flag, the truck that followed me down a lonely road in Georgia, the names that I rolled off my tongue in prayer? Saint Sojourner, Saint Harriet, Saint Rakia, Saint Sandra, bring me home. Or leave me steady, gun aimed and cocked ready, con artist turned 45th resident of the White House, while the 44th president is lifted off the grounds by his shadow with his black light. She truth slayer all day, she cheekbone slay, while the media aiming shots at a presidential legacy until weed smoke and a concert makes us remember black people ain't never been human here. Ain't we beautiful? Those that survived the purging? Those that spilled body splayed glorious from a hateful song that swing, sweet, sweet, low, spiritual, ain't never been inclusive. What you know about Larnix and Baton? How you sing him crow in the key of Emmett Till? What fever flushed you awake? Who else got cop anxiety? Call it what it is, post-traumatic slave syndrome. Call it land tax until homelessness. Call it abortion turned sterilization. Ain't no lie. Like the one against our stillborn children, ain't no lie. Like the many that shaped our babies into mute cattle. Prison industrial complex reverberates in the tune of elementary. Third graders are their easiest targets. One, a math problem. If one woman got a 7 Mac 11 and 2 heaters for the Beamer, how many Congress seats will the NRA lose? How many votes will it take for a sexual predator to lift the White House off her feet? One, I am practicing this aim. My tongue a shoestring strength. My tongue say, melt the wires of Guantanamo. Yasin Bey, coming home in what we thought it would be. Ain't no solace in Mecca, even Spike Lee left Brooklyn. Here, a slumlord will leave my front steps full of rat piss and Airbnb my neighbor's apartment for half my take-home pay. Unhinge the city of Rikers, bring back the Reapers. Give them the loot and the stoop, yeah, they good at killing, but so was Jefferson, Washington, CIA, COINTELPRO, and mimic your breaks. It's 2017, America, a new year, and your facelift be botched. Thank you all so much. So hopefully I get to get home, right? But if not, fight over my ashes, huh? This last piece is just a reclamation of black women. I found myself going to these rallies and working with these coalitions and these collectives, and there were always these mothers that were asked to stand up strong for the presses while their sons were dead. We were asked to stand up strong and speak proper English so that people would consider their voices valid when speaking against the injustices. So this became my fucking freedom song, and I'm so happy that Macmillan picked this poem up, and the book will be out January 2nd. So I'll be back. And it's just this poem, and I'm really lucky. I got to work with an amazing artist who just made some beautiful pictures to accompany it. So thank you again for having me. Yeah. And this is Black Girl Magic. They say you ain't supposed to be here, black girl. You ain't supposed to wear red lipstick. You ain't supposed to wear high heels. You ain't supposed to smile in public. You ain't supposed to smile nowhere, black girl. You ain't supposed to be no more than a girlfriend. You ain't supposed to get married. You ain't supposed to want no dream that big. You ain't supposed to dream at all. You ain't supposed to do nothing but carry babies, and carry felons, and carry weeds, and carry silence, and carry families, and carry confusion, and carry a nation, but never an opinion. Because you ain't supposed to have nothing to say, black girl, not unless it's a joke. Because you ain't supposed to love yourself, black girl. You ain't supposed to find nothing worth saving in all that brown. You ain't supposed to know that Tina, Beyonce, Cecily, Shonda, rhymes, shine, 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 black girl. You ain't supposed to love your mind. You ain't supposed to love. You ain't supposed to love. You ain't supposed to be loved up on. You only supposed to pose voodoo child, vixen style. You're supposed to pop out babies and hide the stretch marks. You're supposed to be still. So still they think you statue. So still they think you chalked outline. So still they keep thinking you stone. Until you look more Medusa than Viola Davis. Until you sound more Shanae than Kerry Washington. Until you're more side-eyed than Michelle Obama on a Tuesday, but you tell them you are more than a hot comb in a washing set. You are Kunta Kinte's kin. You are a black earth remembered, and you are a threat knowing yourself. You are a threat loving yourself. You are a threat loving your king. You are a threat loving your children. You